Melvin? I think we're being watched. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Voices of the Void. Ever since the wisps were taken, we've had a couple of days to ourselves. Things have been fairly slow going recently, and I kind of like it because it's the version of slow going where we get to be cozy. Well, I suppose there was a little bit of self-introduced chaos. We introduced and subsequently lost Eerie. She's one with the forest now, probably teaming up with all the other devils that are out here and making them her slaves. God, I shudder to think what she's getting up to. From now on, the scuba masks are being kept under lock and key in here. I'm so annoyed that we lost that other one last time. I have no idea what happened to it. See, my thought is that Eerie, during one of her explosive fits, probably sent it right out the front doors of the garage bay. It landed in the water and got washed downriver. And you might be like, well, how would it end up in the river if it's all frozen? Well, anytime I reload, restart the game, go into the caves, do whatever, it goes back to water and I have to manually switch it back. So if it was on top of the river, then it would go underneath, get carried downstream a little ways, and then get placed back on top somewhere else random. That's right, the family grew with Monique last time, and I had a lot of fun with this. We are going to put more focus into home improvement in this part. We've got some asteroids coming in, the frequency of which should maybe perhaps be concerning. Not really, I suppose it all depends on their course. So you can go there. We've still got this remote, and I'm probably going to bind it to something else since there's not really a reason why we ever need to turn that other spotlight off. We can get a mini fridge. That might actually be something we want, so we don't have to go all the way upstairs every time. A fanny pack, which upgrades max inventory space. Yes, please. Wool boot. Small container, can hold a few small items. Has magical properties during Christmas season. That presumably only applies to the Christmas event, right? And not the snow as a whole? Now, scrap box, open container. A large heavy container on wheels acts as an open container. See help section for what that is. Well, let's consult the glossary. Open container? Open containers are objects that can store small items inside themselves physically. Put a small item like a battery or burger inside the open container, and once it stops moving, it will glue to the container. With this, you can carry small objects inside crates and bowls without tossing them all over the place. Well look, obviously I'm going to get the fanny pack as soon as possible, because that benefits me massively. However, I need a storage solution for all this scrap that I have around. The shelves in the storage room aren't going to help it. So, what I'm actually thinking about doing is either getting a barrel or, potentially, we just use some of the bins from around back. Let's find out how much storage capacity they actually have. Say we were to take one of these guys, right? This is for metal, so that's perfect because we have all the metal scrap right here from when we opened up the dumpster. Yep. And go like, yep. Now we can look and see how much it holds. 1760. In other words, a decent amount. We might need a few of these, but it is well worth it. And we can keep them right there in the garage. Here we are. Up against this wall is a perfect place for it. And we can just kind of retrieve that stuff at will. You need to go get those reports, Melvin. Meanwhile, I am going to now check the radar and see if it's safe. Which it does appear to be. We just don't have a good way to look for Eerie is the problem. And I'm growing ill, so we really need to get that income coming in, Melvin. Hey. Look at that, I've just noticed the markings up in the corner of the garage, and they look sort of familiar, don't they? I swear I'm seeing triangles in my sleep now. Is this what initially drew you to me? We had shrimp inside and you decided that you needed some of that? Well, I suppose mission accomplished in that regard. Maybe they consider our shrimp to be like a delicacy. Maybe they see that ours is different from theirs, but it's familiar enough that it makes them want to try it, and so it's kind of like the same reaction we have to their crazy blue ones. But anyway, we now have 3 distinct bins. They say something on them, but basically for me, it's going to be metal and electronics, plastic and paper, and wood. Clean up, everybody do your share. Clean up the house, tidy it up, tidy it up. Clean up the house, tidy it up, tidy it up. Everybody clean up the house. Nobody ever talks about this, but the big blue house was actually haunted. And, like, just casually. Like, they all knew, and we're just kind of fine with it. Oh, is this full already? Wow. Hey, Melvin. Thankfully, we did make a pretty sizable dent in the situation in here. But, yeah, we're gonna need more than this. Well, we can... No, that's just regular paper scrap. I'm hearing badness. I just caught a weird sound on the air, Melvin. Let's get inside. Come on. Come on. Lock him up. And go have a visit with the radar. Not seeing anything. But I know there's something. Of course, during the day, I'm completely blind up here. This place could use some further sprucing. How about we put this poster right here? There, see? The ensemble is continuing to grow. We'll have to expand and do something with this area. But yeah, it's unmistakably something is going on. I'm gonna use the EMF detector. And, you know, maybe detect my own sickness a bit. Okay, I know it doesn't stop the game for you guys. Oh, I've really got to start planting more of these for seeds. It's so easy to fall behind on your duties relating to farming. You know, when you're not a farmer. Melvin, turn around, please. I need to turn forward, actually. Okay, it's cute when Melvin photobombs. Melvin, wait here. Melvin, wait here. Melvin, wait here. I'm about to do the coolest thing. Go, 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 go. Oh my. I don't know if I've ever had quite this perspective before. That shaking while this is going is absolutely wild. Go, go. Independence Day. I just literally saw it blot out the sun. Look at that, it's like a mass of exposed cables. Ooh, that is super disorienting. If only we had some device that could record video as like incontrovertible proof of what we're seeing here. Sadly, the technology simply does not exist. You guys are seeing this, right? I mean, it looks like it's just commuting. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. Even if we couldn't understand what some of the other arrivals were up to, they were clearly in some sort of process, this thing. It's just kind of passing over, unless... Unless maybe it actually did do something along its flight path. I mean, its underside is just exposed and open. Maybe there's a reason for that? I mean, I'm not stepping down from here until I see it off. It's crazy because it's so huge that it seems to be moving fairly slowly, but once you watch it pass directly over you, an object of that size, it must have an incredible amount of energy to move it at that speed. And the thing is, I don't think it even shows up as a radar contact if earlier seasons are anything to go by. But then again, I'm not sure if it did that rumble before either. Maybe it's using cloaking tech as well, because it's just phased out of existence. Oh well, time to figure out where to put my couch. Melvin is like, dude, are you okay? Yes, Melvin, I am more than okay. You know, your picture is going to be in the history books alongside this. Alright, you go fix any servers that may need fixing. I'm really glad you don't knock that over when I send you out. And I'll just worry a little bit more about home decor. There's actually a fair amount we have to do. One of those was you suggested we should go and revisit the rake. Not the cryptid hunting game, just a regular piece of rake, an alternative to the shovel that apparently does not cause a bunch of dirt problems. And I realized only at the moment I press order that what I should actually be doing is ordering more garbage bags. But whatever, nothing to be done now. Oh, I'm gonna need the grav gun. This is an extremely useful tool. And it comes just at the time when you'll be focusing on the base. Come on, you. Right this way. My only regret is that I did the couch in the front room before you arrived. Now, here's what I'm torn on. We need to fill some of this space. Like, that's one of the biggest questions in this game, is how am I going to fill out the massive space behind the desk? And a little sitting area could be a good way to do that, but it's always really hard to arrange these things that way when you have nothing to lean them against. Very hard to get them to like perfect 90-degree angles. Now my character has been coughing many times in the past, and it never seemed to progress to anything until quite recently when I got a lot of radiation exposure and smoked a cigarette. These things heal, and I'm wondering if I haven't been doing a little better because of the medicinal properties of some of the plants I've consumed. So you know what I just realized? I ordered the fanny pack, and I don't see it here. Why would that be the case? Plastic trash. Good job, Melvin. You get pats. Where's my fanny pack? Here we go. It's the return of this classic. You can't really see it in the shadow, but there we go. I just noticed the or was it. Well, anyway, I'm just looking all over for this thing. I will absolutely mailbox it from my own save if need be. So I can probably grab it from a backup. Interesting markings up here. Power just went out. That should not be the case. Can we see who the troublemaker is? It's over at TR2. Okay, come on, Melvin. We gotta do this before we send out our drives. I could just have you do it, but honestly, where's the fun in that? And also, I gotta find out why, if there's a reason why it did that, because it has not been very long at all since I last messed with this. I mean, you guys know, the consistency at which these things fall has long been a mystery to me. Alright, let's just pretend it was always right here where it's supposed to be, thank you. And how much does that give us? An extra 250, so a 50% increase in our inventory space. Plus we got the backpack, meaning we are looking good. Of course, this is late in the game where we don't need so many tools on us all the time, but you know what, that's fine. We just have to make sure all of this is ready to go. We've still got the duck in our inventory, which might seem kind of weird. You might think I want to find a place for it, but I'm pretty sure the duck will despawn if I just leave it out and about in the world. I found that out the hard way last season. So it's just kind of our inventory buddy now. Oh, like Bonzi Buddy is our desktop buddy. Why is using the computer, hearing the wind howl outside while listening to an infomercial so nostalgic for me? That brought me straight back to a specific point when I was like 9 years old. I do remember staying up really late at night and having these things on. I remember the one for like that one particular music album. You will know the one I mean. The way they would always scroll by with all the songs on there, and it would be like really, really long. What I used to do was, my bedtime was like 11 o'clock in elementary school, which was just when Family Guy and Futurama were starting, so I would pop a tape into the TV. It was one of those things with the VCR built in, and I would just have it record overnight with the TV off. I still have those tapes, and there's probably a lot of really good commercials on there. Alright, let's see how this rake works. We can preview where it's gonna go. Nice, nice. They can overlap to an extent. We can keep it going. And now if we go to use guys, there you go. It's the exact same thing, it just doesn't produce dirt. So that's very, very easy. Oh, I'm using the shovel by mistake, I think. Wait, oh no, you know what I think happened? I think I accidentally buried stuff that was in my inventory. I was just starting to hatch theories about how a previous worker had buried their keys here for some reason. Nope. Alright, what have you got to say? Whoa. That was mesmerizing. That was like we heard the gates of heaven opening up before us, but only for us. I haven't even checked the mining rig in a little while. That's right, it's not over there anymore. Out of sight, out of mind. I guess that's what's happening here. Oh, right, and I keep forgetting. We've got that box of cookies there. This room just makes me kind of sad now. 304, I'll take it. This thing is doing good work up here. There's something out there. There really is something out here, and something you guys have suggested for dealing with contacts like that, something we can't necessarily go chase down, is actually to get a drone of our own. Now we can do that. I haven't really messed with it too much, because when I first got one all the way back in like Season 1, I didn't really find it all that useful. I found it awkward to control, it didn't have a lot of battery life, and I couldn't figure out how to recharge it in the end. But maybe things have changed. It's been a long time since I've even attempted to use it. Might as well try it, right? Can hear stuff, yeah, I'm sure you can. Can we see stuff? That's my current question. The one by the hole would maybe have some insight. So, we have this rake. It sits like that. I have to know. Yep! How did I know? I knew that object could not exist in this game without taking that opportunity. Well, it's waiting outside then. Here we go. We'll just lean you up against a tree like any self-respecting farmer would do. And take our no-need sleep berries. Numb. Numb? It's like a full night's rest in the palm of my hand. Think fast. Cool thing is the grav gun actually gives off light so you can see what you're doing when you're renovating your base. There we go. Once again, this is going to be hard to place the way I want. Not really good enough. You know what we could do, potentially, if we don't want to get it at perfect 90 degrees, we could go like this, and then do the same with your counterpart. There we go. Now, it's like we got a couple of emotionally distant business partners who sit there contemplating the light from our Himalayan salt lamp. Which is why you buy a Himalayan salt lamp. Anyway, we have another drive ready to go. And we'll have a good start on tomorrow. Oh, I also picked up something else in that purchase. We now have a little outdoor wooden garden chair. I got it because it looks a lot nicer and is cheaper than the regular wooden chairs. Look at that, it's all modern and sleek. Neither of you are going to be sitting in it, though. I mean, you can, you just won't. It's bizarre. Day 39. Yeah, something's on the move out there. I'm getting ready to order the drone. I'm also gonna get a couple of batteries along with it. Let's go. Yeah, we need to check our cameras. Yep, here we are! Okay, this is happening! Alright. You guys gave me advice on this last season. And I'm going to go try and execute it. Melvin, you wait here. I need to go get pictures. I hope the ATV is in decent shape. We're not using the drone for this. We've got to go visit in person. But it's potentially dangerous. Oh, look at that. Okay, before we go straight to the source, let's try and get some photos from a distance. Killing our lights, there's other things out here too, not just at the hall. Let's try and back out from under these trees so I can actually see. Yeah, there's other things down there. Okay, that area that juts out should be perfect. Now, I think some of you said that the things here might have caused me issues because I ran? Because I presented myself as a threat? I don't know how true that is. There is something moving there. We saw them on camera. Oh! You know, it does not actually matter. It does not matter. It does not matter. Let's just keep zigging and zagging. And hoping it doesn't manage anything. Okay, it's picking up the fire pace. Oh god. I did not leave my headlights on. Car keys? Save me. Oh, great! I do wonder if it would actually be possible to fight these things, but it's probably not a good idea. Let's go! I am injured now. Howdy, guys! Howdy, you! Hang on. Oh, move. No, you're stuck in the ATV! Back here. Oh, you are not happy with me. Look at that, we're seeing you replace that canister and toss it down the hole. You don't seem to mind me, though, and these things are ignoring me now. Look at you! An actual... I only caught the briefest glimpse of you last season. But you're performing a whole process. Look at you perched with talon-like claws. Or claw-like talons. It's a bit of a ridiculous statement, I realize that now. So I can try and remove this thing? No. How would you react if I just jumped down here right now? Hang on, I'm taking pictures for the cover of my new album. I'll send you a copy when it's done. Look at this, we're just chilling out. So what's gonna happen? So what is our role here? Do we know that this is what you do? That note talked about the rumbling sound emanating from down there. Presumably nobody actually made it there. Another note elsewhere implies that someone tried to descend it at some point. And we'll have to try it next. But not while you're here. Or maybe yes while you're here? What if? What if? Hey there. Ooh. Yeah, you are probably very confused by this right now, ain't ya? Crazy thing about events in this game is that, like, it's possible to miss many of them, and there's many different ways you can react to them. This is certainly not a way I've reacted to this one before. So it seems like what you were doing was just like regularly scheduled maintenance then, right? Like you were removing one of those objects and placing a new one in. Like this. Do I have another hook? No, it doesn't seem to be split. As you can see, it's a long, long way down. And I really like how this thing actually lights the entire tunnel. This is certainly the most atmospheric descent I've yet had. Ooh. But these walls aren't solid. My hook passes right through them. Didn't the other note that we found, oddly, suspiciously far away from here for someone that wrote it on the way down, didn't it talk about how these walls had changed? I'm trying not to touch the beam either, because I would hate to catch fire this far down. We're just gonna have to keep trying. There is darkness down there. It's gotta mean something, right? And early in the morning, after your jobs have already been sent out for the day, is probably the best time. Imagine Melvin just watching all this go down on the cameras. Ooh, look. We're starting to see particles fall like some snow is making it even down here. Imagine the technology it must have taken to dig this deep. I'm gonna start allowing myself to fall a little farther at a time. Because, you know, why not let gravity do some of the work? I hate gravity, just kind of chilling here on Earth like it pays rent, making things difficult for NASA. Ah, like... Hello? Oh, I died? I have to redo all of that. That is so annoying. Okay, so it's different from how it used to be, or at least during this event. Yep, here they come. Yep. I do wonder what would happen if I tried to run one of you over. Yeah, not much, you know? Not a whole lot. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm just here to make sure that I get these pictures. Look at you, buried partly in the snow. Alright. Base. Interesting thing about your character design. You're clearly robotic, built for function. Actually, not unlike my Melvin. But there's something more ceremonial about you as well. That red crystal in the center. That black orb that you hold on to. Like some kind of control panel for this device. In fact, I can actually see the beams reflected in it. Oh, look, staring up at those under the snow. I know better than to try and harm you. Actually, I pass right through. Look at that, you got like a little turkey tail. Listen, I hate to be weird, but can I, like, just take this? Thanks, I need it for my base. Are you guys going to remain non-hostile? Wait. Oh, right, I forgot. You're, There we go. Wait. This. Let's get a picture of these as well. Are you guys ignoring me now? That is so weird. You're okay with me once I actually reach the hole. Now you just look like your puppies playing in the snow. And you look like you're... you look like you're throwing your heart out to me. I'm like Jane Goodall. As soon as I've had my fill of my photography run, let's just head back to base. After all, I've got work in the morning. Let's check on some of the other Transformers while we're here. 5, yep. I think that's the lowest we've ever recovered one from. It's also by far the most we've ever recovered the Trash Kingdom. And now we've got the inventory space to back it up. I'd say we were rewarded for that expedition. Ooh, and we have something waiting for us on the way back. Alright, in the morning, we're gonna take this thing for a spin. But for now, let's just make sure everything's all in order. And in order it is, more than ever. I just love coming back here. Hey there, Melvin. Hey there, Paul and Edgar and Monique. Does this always go back on the wall the same way? No, we can in fact write it. Okay, we'll find somewhere for this. I'm just making some shrimp before bed. You know what? Let's put this right down here. There we are. I love how it sort of implies that you're meant to wash your hands in the bone basin. You know, I actually just thought of something. This is really nice. This glow right here is probably not unlike the glow of the fire that William himself once basked in. You know, as a trophy head on a hunter's wall, but still. Oh. There is a contact out there. There is a contact out there. What do you say we try out the drone right now? That could be something to do. Oh, okay. The sound of plastic trash bouncing against itself sort of sounded like, I don't know, a Donkey Kong soundtrack or something. It's you. Okay. Let's find out how this thing works these days. There's two things, activate and toggle. Oh, toggle? Oh, we plug you into the wall. Alright, let's activate. And how do I control you? I think I control you from the computer, right? Oh, I hope I'll be able to navigate this way. Whatever it is, it's still out there. Drone. These things are so scary to operate in real life. There's none of that. There is thermal vision. Here we are, taking her up over the park. Ascending slowly. And off we go. It's not particularly fast. I'm thinking we should turn this off for now. We are getting a little bit of light. And if whatever we're looking at is glowing, it'll stand out more, right? We can actually probably use the radar to track the drone and figure out if we're getting warmer or colder, right? I really need to eat something too. Hang on, let's find out if what I've just said is actually true so we can reorient ourselves. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. So using whiskey as a sort of focal point, I can figure this out. We want to turn... Ooh, that's got a little bit of swing to it. But we're going more this way. Careful not to strike the trees. We can see that William is there. This is actually a good way to go check on William. Ooh. Is it happening at Stonehenge? That would actually make sense. I mean, positionally. And the camera quality isn't perfect by any means. Okay, here we are. There's the arrival camp down there to the left. How does this place us? Very, very close. Very close. Is it actually at their... Hang on. Is it at the camp itself? Is that what we're looking for? Campfire makes for some easy guidance. Hey guys, we're kind of creating an event for them right now, aren't we? Let's lower ourselves a bit. That's the thing is, I would love to see something like from their perspective. Like the way they view us, the way they kind of stealth around us. But now that we're there... No, we moved past it. We moved past it. It is at Stonehenge, really. We are right near it, but I don't know what it is. Let's try lowering ourselves. Look at that, we've taken ourselves to ground level. But I can't see anything. We are really depleting that battery, though. I really can't tell the ground clutter from anything else. Yeah, whatever this is, we are right on top of it. And I'm not seeing a thing. So that's really weird. Because it's remaining so consistent, you know? Maybe if I take it higher for a bit, but at this point we really need to start thinking about coming back. Yep, just straight up through the branches to a beautiful sky. Well, it was worth it for the footage at least. This is a lot of fun to use, and it probably would have been useful last night, but of course that's the kind of thing we have to see in person. Who knows, maybe I'm just picking up the Arirals out picking berries. We are back, and we have missed a night of sleep, but you know what? It probably hardly matters because we've got those berries out there. I should be expanding that farm. That stuff is great. But we just bring it to a safe landing, and we can come and recharge it whenever we want. You give me those reports. Meanwhile, I will do the hard domestic work of figuring out how this drone works. So we bring it over here. Yeah, we can actually just kind of like leave you to charge on the table, which is nice. Oh, yeah, we need to deactivate you so that you're not just hovering there. Yep. And get free watermelon, sweet. And now you'll start charging up. I don't know if there's a point where we can see how charged you are. But it probably doesn't matter, we'll just leave you for a while. Look at that, I can hold 2 watermelons now. This is selling itself. Okay, store and store. You know, I've just realized those bird sounds are actually extremely rare, possibly more so than they should be. Kind of makes it seem like there may actually be, I don't know, something tied to them. That is still there. That is still there, and since I need to return this to the Ariral camp anyway, maybe I'll go have a look for myself. Maybe I'll make a day out of it, and maybe I'll go for a walk. Just gotta be careful for Melvin dropping that thing in the snow. Oh, there you are, just in time. Thank you. Since I have the bigger sponge, I no longer have need of this. Plus, I figure I can always request access to it again in the future if need be. But we've got to bring this back, and we've got to make sure that the transformers are all okay. Actually, you know what might be kind of fun? If you carry this heavy object up a mountain for me. There you go. Did I just get you to almost T-pose? Interesting, the object just has to be long enough. Interesting, interesting science. Right this way. If you want, you can pretend it's Lord of the Rings and you're Sam. How are you doing? Not well, but better than the other ones, which is good for us, I guess. And now we've just got to make a quick trip over to the Ariral camp and see what they're up to. We actually have not visited them for quite a while. Well, unless they understood that the drone was us saying hi, which, I mean, what else could it be? Howdy, folks. We've got to remember that what we saw at the hole last night are the same ones that removed the wisps. Melvin, can you follow me up here? Oops. Posters have reset. There we go. Now, where have... Oh, you can't follow me up here. Alright, I'll take it from here. Right. Thank you. I told you I'd bring it back eventually. These beds look mighty cozy, but I've got to go hunting things in the woods. And now we don't have to do any guesswork because we can see precisely where it is on our compass. Right precisely here. we've got some trees merged together. That's interesting. Although I think that can actually happen in nature. I spun around and, like, because of the way something jutted out there, I thought there was, like, an almost Slender Man-like figure standing there. But nothing to worry about now. Can you go fix any servers that are out here? Thanks. How did I have an intuition that that one was going to be down? Anyway, while you're doing that, those beds sure did look mighty comfy. Doop-de-doop-de-doop. I think we will actually get a reputation bump from leaving that back there, but there we go. Don't want to sleep the entire day away, but this can at least give us a nice pick-me-up. And we're off. Dude, the fact that we can just do that their place is our place. I'd like them to know that the same is true in reverse, but they only ever seem to show up to feed me in my sleep, which probably presents a choking hazard. Hey there, you. I don't recall getting the can't find broken server message, but good stuff anyway. And let's start sending out this because we want to make our money back for that rake. Now there was something that was suggested, and it's extremely unlikely, but I figure this is a good time to show you anyway. See, you know, when you have little kids, you always have to be worried about them getting into the smallest of spaces. Well, this space has a really small space, in fact, a space out of reality that we need to worry about. It's really here more as a dev debug thing, but of course we can access it as well. So we just find this little corner here. Yep. And now we're under the base. This is primarily meant to serve as a way to go and grab things that fall under the floor, but we can use it for nefariousness as well. Look at that. Anyway, there was a minimal possibility that Eerie may have fallen down here. We had to check. But I think we would have seen the glow through the floor. There certainly would have been explosions. Look at that, we can even see the water in the bone basin. I'm right here beneath the thing. Can we actually interact with this stuff? Oh my god. I think some of you have told me that there is a multiplayer mod for this. Imagine the ways you could haunt each other this way. Like, you have somebody who's taking the job seriously on their first playthrough. Meanwhile, the more veteran player, they know that the other person doesn't know about this. Actually, there's a lot you could do with the information you know that the other player doesn't know. Okay, we need 3 of these. 1 for me, the other 2 to grow another one and make this garden even more broken. Well then, with no apparent dangers around, and you having done a lot of good work for me, I think it's time we gave you at least a little bit of your autonomy restored. So let's set you for the first time to patrol. And now you'll just kind of walk around the base. Now I don't know if you do that on a set path mostly near me. I'm not sure. Or if you have like a set route that only includes the base. This place just feels great at this point, doesn't it? I mean, look at this. Look at how cozy this is. Every once in a while, we may as well use the furniture, right? You know what I'm actually thinking? I should get a TV for the den there. That way, those guys can have something to entertain themselves while they're at work. It is so weird to see you just moving around of your own volition, you know that? What day is it? Day 39. We're like getting up there. I think events end on day 49. Or at least they used to. I've been thinking a lot about like what's going to happen after this season is over, and I definitely see the value at this point in waiting a little while. Like, I'm probably not going to come back for every update and do a season. However, that doesn't mean you won't be getting Voices of the Void content. There's still plenty to screw around with, plenty of like little side things to do or challenges. And so I could see myself coming back for like occasional limited series or one-offs, and then only playing through again for like the major updates. Melvin, do I hear you moving couches and stuff? I don't think you should be able to, but you definitely move something. God, I'm just gonna hear doors opening and closing in the night, huh? Presumably locked doors will still stop you, so I can have you move around while we're hunkered. But still. These download speeds are actually kind of slow. Melvin? Oh, good. Outside. Precisely where I need you. Melvin, I'm gonna need you. Look at that. You even stand at attention when I walk up to you for just a moment. I'm gonna need you to go fix servers. Charlie is down. You know, I haven't actually coughed in a while. I think these things might actually be doing the trick. Look at that, Juliet's down in the 50s. It must not have been fully calibrated for quite a while. Well, that would explain it. Here we are. This can go more or less right here. And since I don't really feel like spending on an actual TV right now, you guys can chill with this, you know? It's just like the little camping TV in Grandma's kitchen. Meanwhile, this will need to find a new spot. Say over here. The same but different. And you guys can just kind of have fun with this. Melvin actually has no compunctions about knocking this one over. So that's an issue. Alright, let's just play this on no volume. Meanwhile, you can go back to patrol, just because I want to see what you'll do. We could follow Melvin for a day in the life. I mean, not until I send out this job, because I could easily see myself losing a few hours to this. Melvin, why must you behave in such a way that triggers my memories of Krampus? Seriously though, it's actually wild how many people I've had to accuse of Krampus-like behavior in this playthrough. Yeah, cleaning the window, it actually seems to get dirty pretty fast, so it's something that once you've got it cleaned, you'll want to really keep on top of. It's funny how out of everything we've done around here, all the groundbreaking, mind-blowing things we've experienced, cleaning the window was like a huge job that took the entire game. Anyway, there's our other job being completed. I mean, really, we were just waiting on the technology to clean a window. We used first our sponge, which was too slow. Then we used an alien power washer, which oddly enough was also too slow. But the alien sponge seemed to hit just right. Oh, you were kind of lurking in the shadows, Melvin. I didn't see you come in for a second. Alright, if we're gonna allow you to walk around, we're gonna need to establish some boundaries. So this can be one boundary. We'll close the garage door at night, and we'll lock the front door. See, this is why we lock the front door. You're just watching this happen? Really? What do I pay you for? I mean, I don't give you credits. I barely have enough credits for myself. No, I pay you in comfort. People are gonna talk like that's a joke, but I absolutely would accept payment in comfort. I mean, being able to live in a place like this, it's secretly my way of accepting payment as housing. Even the advertising is creepy here. I'm laughing because I actually got a little bit startled when I rounded the corner and saw that. I can just hear, like, the distant sounds of doors opening and closing. It's really weird, the degree to which I've haunted myself in this game. That contact is still out there. I'm wondering if I should head over there with a metal detector. I mean, if it's still there in the morning, I guess I will. But you are ready to go. Wow, it's not even midnight yet. I am so ahead of schedule. Excellent. And what am I doing not lighting a candle? This is the warmest, most cozy base I have probably ever had. And oddly enough, that blue glow stick sort of helps to balance it out. Otherwise, it would become like too orange saturated. But yeah, this stuff is working quickly for the night. Berries keeping us awake. Look at that. I can actually pick up a dry box now, which is more than my total inventory capacity before. This is going to completely change the way I do things. Fanny pack is going to be one of those things that I rush now. Well, probably not rush. It's not super necessary for the early game, but mid-game, it's incredibly useful. Now, I have a whole bunch of drives here. However, these are not for drive collecting, or at least not all of them. These are to be broken down for scrap. Reason being, that is going to be not very expensive and a lot easier than finding electronics these days. If I can find any electronics now, of course, it's not a long way to the next craftable. But at this point, like from now on, I'm not going to expect it. There we go. The rest of these leftovers are going to go back into drives. And what are we seeing here? Is there something going on at the hole again? I'm not seeing any abnormal lights. What about you? Already looking in that direction. Maybe we send our own drone out? Are you moving? Just a little bit. I think just a little bit. Actually, just a decent amount. You might be a little hard to track down. You're in the valley between those things. Let's try it. Let's go for the drone. I mean, we bought this thing after all, didn't we? I'm actually thinking, look, here's what we can do. If we go with this and turn the light on, maybe that'll cast a more obvious visual glow. I keep standing up thinking I have to. Maybe that'll be something more obvious for the drone to be able to see. You know, just as a navigation marker. Although you really can't see much. There's the light from the camera. Anything out there? Anything at all? Whatever it was, it should be down in that valley there. There's the crash site, the teleporter accident. Are we just picking that up again randomly? Whatever it is, it's still out there. Shouldn't be too far either. Right up against the fence. Once more, I'm not seeing very much. I'm seeing these radar contacts, but I don't know what to do about them. It's gone. It's gone. And I've overshot it by now anyway. Alright, let's bring it down. Bring it down, bring it down. And just for old time's sake, let's bring it down through the old drone port. There we go. And no need for thermal anymore. My God, Melvin, stop doing that. Why do you do stuff like this to me? And it's always with such particular timing that I can't believe it's not malicious. Now we can take 4 metal scrap, which we can casually just have in our inventory. God, it is so convenient having those bins. I'm gonna go straight to that next time. Then, take 2 of these accumulators. Where's the other one? Game. I'm getting real annoyed with losing things over the edge here, or to wherever they decide to end up. Game, where's the other accumulator? Oh my God, this is becoming a huge problem. Oh, there we go. Alright, you there? Yeah, I just have a ridiculous amount of inventory space. Now we can make a cooler. I just want to marvel at this for a second, because right now we're carrying a cooler, 2 GPUs, and 2 metal scrap that we're going to need in our inventory for the next big rig upgrade. Alright, first off, I'm going to start with the metal scrap upgrades and put the GPUs in first, because I want to see how it handles the heat. It's handling it. Oh, it is actually still handling it. We didn't even need this cooler upgrade. Maybe it'll tick up over time. Nope, no, it is handling it. So we do this. I don't think we can get a lot more GPUs, maybe even fill the rack before we have to deal with this again. And our efficiency is now 70%. Okay, no, there's something over at the hall. There is something over there. If I switch to that camera, can it see? Hard to tell, there's a huge mound of ash and gravel in the way. Look at you getting stuck on couches. You know what, just go back to following me for now. I'll feel better that way. I'd say I don't like the sound of that for the millionth time, but at a certain point, is what's out there really as scary as what's down here? Okay, well, it hardly matters anymore. We have everything we need, and we can send out Melvin. We've already got, like, our job in the bag, and it's only 5 a.m. So there you go. We need to think of something to explore today. You guys watching? Oh, that same commercial from before. Did I set this correctly? Yeah, it's on shuffle. It's just that I have a weird habit of only ever looking at these screens when it's playing the same thing I've seen a million times. No. No, it just blatantly isn't shuffling. Okay, there you go. Why am I so concerned with what's on the TV that my fictional coworkers are watching? I think I might be getting a little bit too into this. Or not nearly into it enough. Oh, that's probably Melvin out there. Hang on, what are you up to? Yep, you're doing good work. Now, we should look at our photos now. Because just look at this. We've got the up-close shots. We've got everything. Oh, well, I know an adventure for today. We gotta go down there. Well, I've got a neutron star. What does a neutron star sound like? Like a demonic trucker breathing into his cursed radio. Got it. Now, thankfully I had the foresight to not do this, but all I can think about right now is, imagine if I tried to go down into the hole now, and Melvin completed getting the reports and came and just tossed the paper down the hole after me. Or worse yet, tried to follow me. Let's just eat our sleep for tonight. I mean, think about it. Twice a day, I can just collect 60 free sleep from this garden. That's how it's going to be once this next one comes in. And possibly even more than that, because it seems like every time I look out here, these things are ready to go. There you are. You know, at times it can be even a little dismaying that I know that the creators are aware of these series, because I'm worried that by showing all this, these things will get patched. But anyway, I'm gonna have you just kind of hang out here. What happened to... How did this poster get knocked down? I mentioned this game is really, really pretty at times. You know, I've actually just recently started putting together a Voices of the Void scare reel, and it comprises the first... So far, it's going to comprise the first 3 seasons, probably this one by the time it's done, because clip finding takes a while. And it is such a different game in Season 1. Like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It's been so gradual for me, and there's been like a couple of major things, but every little thing was different just like a year ago. But here we are, and let's prepare our descent. This time, allowing ourselves to fall quite a bit more. That's a lot more bounce, but we can handle it. Yep. Unfortunately, we don't have any light to accompany us this time, which makes things a lot scarier. Maybe I should hang around a bit. Still, we sure are covering distance a lot faster than we did before, huh? Yep. Yep. There's starting to be a bit of a misty haze down here. I don't know if it was there last night, but it's certainly more apparent now. Now I'm wondering if you actually just can't come down here during that event, or if it's just like changed the behavior for when you reach that point. Either way, at this stage, I think we're going to want to start more slowly lowering ourselves. A little bit further. Slow as can be. Just stretch that hook end over end. We're at the point where I cannot... Oh, I see the bottom, but I cannot hear the wind anymore. That's when we really need to not screw this up. There we are, we made it. I'm worried that the flash will reflect off of this fog, make it more difficult. Ooh, a donut, which we can use to go back. It's a teleport donut. However, we are here looking for something in particular. Now, if you look at this thing, it sort of looks like an eye, like some kind of lens to focus a beam through, but it also looks sort of like that black thing that robot thing was holding. Actually, these all do. Does that mean there's some kind of display? There's a whole lot of metal just kind of piled up down here of indeterminate use. But wait, but what you dropped seems to not actually be here. Unless it's in the metal piles somewhere. Also, there used to be papers stacked up over here, but they're not anymore. Now, last season, we were able to find the thing that it dropped down here and bring it back with us, but now I'm just not seeing it. So once again, it seems like they've changed the way this place works. We did make it to the bottom. We succeeded where those others failed. Or at least we're assuming they failed because we found their note. Alright, well, if there's no prize to claim from down here, well, aside from the accomplishment and discovery of making it down here in the first place, I guess we'll head out. It almost seems to me like this is supposed to fire a beam forward and into that, which maybe redirects that upward and out of the hole? But it's really hard to say. Look at that! Hey there, Melvin! You would not believe the day I've had. Tell you what, you looking for something to do? Go fix some servers. Oh, well, there's the ones in here. Meanwhile, I'm really curious to know what kind of pace the mining rig is working at these days. 145, that's incredible. I just collected last night. Oh, this is so great. Might as well move some of this stuff downstairs. I'm still on the lookout for Erie. She can come back whenever she wants, but she can't have a room until then. You know, something that I had actually toyed with, if her explosions were still causing issues. Did you reload when I teleported? But anyway, something I had considered if the explosion still affected the base from the bunker was I was going to give her own little place at TR1. Now, Erie with her own house. Imagine that. Meanwhile, we're still just up in here, voicing our voids, and hoping we don't void the warranty. Can you hear that? There's a weird sound, almost like my stomach rumbling, but big and from the sky. I know I heard something. Why does this day have black filter? Like, it is abnormally dark for a sunny day at 11 a.m. They are freaking out. The sun looks a little weird too, doesn't it? Doesn't it look just the smallest bit strange? I'm wearing glasses, so it's fine. It focuses the beam right into the center of the iris and causes it to bypass anything that can be burned. No. Something really off is happening. Drone? I wonder if any of this will register on camera. I mean, it just looks like underexposure, like reality is becoming underexposed. How do I explain this? And I had thought something was off, but the onset has been so gradual. God, imagine if this had happened while I was making my way down there. The sky is turning off again. Melvin, get inside. I've said that so many times in that exact same way in this series. How are you doing on battery? It's gonna have to be good enough, right? Ah, you're completely dead. I think I left you. Okay, we're gonna have to rely on our cameras then. Is the front door locked? It is. What about the balcony? It seems a lot like something is coming. That's generally what a drum beat means. I'm so glad we have lights in here, but even they seem to struggle against the darkness that's fallen over this place. Like it permeates the air itself. It's Jumanji. cameras have a very unique perspective on this. A very unique perspective. Look. Oh my god. No! 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 What was that? What was that? For a second I thought it was doing the same thing as like the Halloween event. That was not what that was at all. That was something I've never seen before in my life. It had like fangs. And it did not care for this window. Hang on, I still have to keep working even in the midst of this nightmare apocalypse. Silent Hill came to me. It looked almost like dog-like. And its eyes started out white as if they were animal eyes being reflected by our base, but then they turned red on their final approach. Did that show up on camera? It distorted the image, but we did get it. Look at that. If anything, the photos haven't given us proof. They've given us something to haunt ourselves with. And this is still happening. Never mind. Well, I guess it's back to work. Let me just tend my farm in peace, please. That's what I need. I need a nice, relaxing farming simulator while I unwind from that, because, good lord, that was the most scared I've been of this game in a while. If I miss something in the hole, please let me know, and I'll go back and look for it, but in the meantime, I think I'm ready to end it here. I mean, clearly those things haven't left us alone. They've collected the wisp, but they're still doing what they do. Maybe those were in the way of their maintenance. Something that I get the impression they've been working on for a long time. Imagine the technology that must be required to be able to dig that deep. Of course, that still raises the question of why they need to and what purpose that all serves. It certainly plays into my idea that it's not just what we do here, it's something to do with this place. I wonder if we were aware that they would come and do this, or given the grate over it and the fence around it, if they just haven't done it for a long time. Like on our timescale, it just seems like something completely unchanging. Meanwhile, it's just between maintenance cycles. One of my favorite things about this game is how, even though we have a lot of contact with entities, they don't tend to speak directly to us, and so a lot of their actions are up to interpretation. Anyways, once this last arbutus bush comes in, I'm pretty sure I will literally not need to sleep anymore, so Efficiency Cal has officially overcome that troublesome aspect of mortality. And I probably don't have to work anymore either, so that's two. I mean, with the mining rig being what it is, and being able to sell the farmables and eat them, I could potentially just go on strike, and maybe once the events run out, maybe Efficiency Cal will take a break. That chills my spine every single time, and I hate it. And why is everything so well timed in this part? I don't know, maybe that's just another feature of Efficiency Cal. Also, I do occasionally tab out to read comments just for ideas for what to do next when there's downtime. And one of you has posted a particularly convincing comment that is probably going to lead me back to the cave in the next episode. Just like a first-time Minecrafter, we need to be single-minded in our pursuit of going deeper. Well, first-time Minecrafter, like all-time Dwarf Fortress player. We are pushing our limits in all kinds of ways now, and it's making us into something of an unnatural being. Maybe our goal is to become an entity ourselves. One of you even called me Cave Slender Man, leaving pages down there, so maybe I have to go earn that role, but that'll have to wait until next time. Until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.